Wow. All right, we are live. Lord. What's up, Q?
Nothing but my blood sugar.
Oh man, I hope you're taking care of that.
I'm trying to. I'm in the fight of my life right now.
Fight of your life.
Yeah.
Shit, well,
Trying not to get him to cut off my foot.
damn. Not really something to joke around about.
Hey man, I always own it. I haven't been eating right, and I'm paying the price right now. So my doctor said you got 3 months to get your blood sugar down, get your A1C down.
What happens if you don't do it in 3 months?
Well, I could have a stroke.
Oh shit.
I can't get my cataracts operated on because if you have high blood sugar, surgery is not a good option because it makes you more susceptible to infection.
Wow, okay.
That's why I've lost about 15 pounds in the last 2 months.
So what does eating right look like for you then? What is it?
For me, it's getting rid of Pepsi, so basically sodas, learning that diet drinks are just as bad as the regular drinks, and cutting out as much carbohydrates as possible. And stop eating late. I tend to stay up late.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So this is no joke. I'll be 57 this year. I mean, between Jamie Foxx and all the other brothers that have passed away.
I heard about Jamie, man. Did he have a stroke? Is that what they're saying?
Well, that's what I don't know if that was confirmed, but that's what I seem like I'm reading.
Damn, that's scary stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have died, black men in their 50s, celebrities. I mean, I can't think of any right now, but I know I've been noticing a lot of men are dying in their 50s. I'm like, I'll be 57 in August. So,
yeah.
Can we curse right here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Time to stop fucking around.
Okay.
I got to get me a camera that looks as good as yours too. I'm using my iMac camera. It's some bullshit.
Oh man, you're the video professional, right?
I haven't shot a video. I've been selling gun insurance. Let me see if I get a gun insurance for the last 3 years. Gotcha. That's what I've been doing. Get my people ready for the revolution.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
We got them back in the Tennessee State House. We're gonna take the country.
Oh, well, since you want to go there.
Oh Lord, why did I bring that up?
And let me say hello to the few people that are with us right now. There's me and my man Q. We might have some other people jump in, or we're just talking our ish. This won't be any heavy Prince talk, so I'm just letting you know that off the rip. So I don't see what does this have to do about Prince?
I could talk some Prince now.
Nothing.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll get into it, but I'm just wanting people to know this is not going to be a Prince heavy conversation. But with that said, are you listening to any Prince lately?
No, man. Listen, honestly, I'm not trying to deflect, but I haven't had time to listen to much or watch much lately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I'm listening to anything now, it's some old school stuff.
Like what?
I was listening to Heaven Can Wait off the Invincible album a couple days ago. Listening to some Keith Sweat. I don't know why, because I can't stand his voice. What else? Bobby Brown. I broke out his Don't Be Cruel album.
Okay. Bobby. Well, we got a comment here. Sandiata. He said, yeah, man, I had a stroke a year ago and didn't know I was having one.
Wow.
Thankfully, my wife is a medical professional who recognizes the signs of a stroke. What are the signs of a stroke? Because that's something I should probably know this.
Well, hopefully he can. I don't know if it's he or she. I apologize, but all I know is that you lose dexterity on one side of your body, or there's a drooping type of thing. Your speech is impaired. That's what I know of. That's all anecdotal.
Man, that kind of sound like me every day.
I'm not gonna get into that, man. I got some suggestions for you, but we're not gonna put your business out in the street.
Stop it.
Yeah, see,
one side of your face dry. Oh man. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we gotta definitely watch our health and take care of ourselves. So I'm gonna co-sign you on that. But
I know I need to get a haircut on top of that. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, damn, come on, bro. Decide.
At least you got something to cut.
I need to get this faded. Now you made fun of my hairline last year. Don't even try. Yeah, you did.
Well, at least you got a hairline.
Shit hurt my feelings.
I don't have one. My shit's gone. So I ain't mad. And you had the Jerry curl longer than I did.
There you go.
What's up with that?
My business out on the street. Yeah, I don't know how I was affording all them S-curl products when I wasn't making a lot of money.
Hey, we'll figure things out when we want it.
Right.
Like my man said, I had to have my shit slick. Did you have like the curl in the front?
Man, I was trying to be Michael Jackson all the way. I tried to sing like him.
Hilarious.
Wear my hair like him.
Man.
Till I remember I got my first Jerry curl. My hair was probably about this length. And I said, I want it to be long in the back. And I want, she's like, if she put the product on, she's like, this is all you're going to get.
This is what you're working with, nigga. Stop. Stop. But I want my shit to go.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about it today, though, you can get, I'm sure you've seen these videos, brothers be getting the implants and all. Listen.
Stop.
Don't let me find a barber or something locally that does something like that, because I'll mess around.
Plugs?
Is that whatever it is? They'll get the whole thing, the Caesar, or they have the dreads.
Man, if I start losing my hair, which I am my brother has a bald spot and he's younger than I am. I'm just gonna go bald. Black men, it's stylish for black men to go bald, get the goatee and the mustache.
For sure. But I'm saying though, because I'm gonna walk up in that, I'm gonna come out there with my I'm gonna come out with the dreads, a whole different personality.
What was my man wearing back in Coming to America? The S Glow curl. What was it?
I'll come out that bad boy with the Prince second album Blowout. Nigga.
Was that the tornado he used to wear?
Well, no, I'm talking about the second album.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I'll come out with that Farrah Fawcett on you, nigga.
Yeah.
I'll be acting stupid.
Good look, Mike. You should do that.
Right.
Just like my mans and them in college when I came back with my Jerry curl. I saw this. I remember we were sitting in my room. I saw this fine girl walking down out the window. Oh man! And they was like, "Yeah, oh man, you should go talk to him, man." Like, yo, stop it.
You got the juice.
Setting me up. Shit.
You a bad boy, man.
All right, Mike. We don't put enough of our business on the street.
Okay. All right.
That's the first topic.
Well, you brought up Tennessee.
Tennessee.
What's this young man's name? Is Justin Pearson? Right. I think it was one of the brothers who had got ousted. Was it what were they? Was it the Senate or something? Or what was it?
In the House of Representatives.
House of Representatives. I should probably know these things. But
I'm pretty sure that's what, yeah.
Seeing a lot of talk about this and it being reinstated. Is that correct? They've been reinstated and they're back.
Well, I know that one of them, this is what I read. One of them, this brother right here, the Nashville City Council. I'm not sure how that body relates to their legislature. They voted him back in as an interim representative. Then there's going to be, I think, a runoff election.
Okay.
So he's in there like temporary until I have a new election.
Got it. Well, I came across this video. It was on CNN. Second ousted Tennessee rep reinstated after expulsion. Justin Pearson, he's a Democrat. And he was giving a speech, outside, as you can see. And I was watching it at first, and it gets a little interesting. And we have talked about this off air, but I just find this hilarious. Hopefully this will play. Let's see.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Q, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad. Are you glad? Are you glad? Is anybody else glad that it's done it again?
Whoa. Now I want to direct your attention to the brother in the back with the purple rain. There's Daisuke and the drums. That's an interesting element to add. But so he was given a speech, and now he's turned into.
Is anybody glad that he's done it again? That she's done it again? That God's done it again? Oh, they lift us on Thursday. Saturday was real quiet.
You asking me? Am I my brother's keeper?
Oh, absolutely.
CNN national correspondent Ryan Young is there in Memphis for us. Ryan, you've been following this so closely. We can feel the energy coming through the TV here. I'm sure you're certainly feeling it.
Why are we still doing this in 2023, though?
Well, I want to point out my brother, the Secret Service dude. He's like, "What the fuck are they doing back there?"
Is that what that guy is?
The white dude on the right. Are we doing this?
I mean, was he a preacher? Like maybe he is a preacher. I don't know.
I mean, your boy in the purple. I mean, did he just wander up there, or?
Look at him, he can't stand up.
That's the James Brown right there. Put a cape on him.
Why are we
about gun violence? A lot of people who are galvanized by that. So this is less about race and more about safety, and that's what they've been talking about all day long.
Okay.
Go ahead, let it loose, Mike.
No, I'm just saying, man. We are intelligent people. You know, we don't. There's really in 2023. He's a young dude, right? He's a young brother. And if he was older or something, I could be like, okay, I get it. But I would think it'd be a little different now that, you know, we're about, you know, we're doing our thing. We're intelligent. We got our stuff. Just why do we got to do that? This the showboating.
Well,
come on, man.
See, you said he's doing this. It's 2023. We're doing our thing. Well, the brother was in the Tennessee House of Representatives, so he clearly was doing this thing.
Absolutely. But did he? I'm just curious. Did he get there doing this, or is this a thing like?
Okay. You can't even talk. You gonna start speaking in tongues, Mike?
Yeah, like we don't. Come on, man. We don't advance. I think we've advanced past having to do all that shit. Going out. Go ahead.
You and I had a conversation about this offline. I feel where you're coming from, but I don't know, man. I just, for some reason, I can't be. I'm not. Was it his best moment? No, but I can't be that mad at it because you're going to he's surrounded by his people, our people.
Mm-hmm.
He got the griot in the background, right? And I'm just saying, y'all know when we get up in the church sometimes,
right?
And when we have church,
the
spirit is caught sometimes.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, I see it so much. Now, do I want to see it necessarily when we try to talk politics? But you can say the same thing when he took that protest group into the chambers. He was showing out them, but in a different way. He was showing out then how they show out, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Now here he's showing out kind of like how we show out in joyfulness, right?
Okay, I see where you're going with it. Go ahead, save it. Go ahead and save it, Keith.
You know, we showed out at the Black Panther movies. We came all dressed up and preaching, marching down the aisles. I saw videos of women and doing voguing down the aisles.
You are reaching, but go ahead.
I'm just saying that's our lineage. You know, that's how we do.
Okay. That's how.
I'm not saying he should have done it, but I'm not going to get mad at the brother. I'm not going to Gillum him.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I said it. So I'm sorry. Was it his best moment? No. But I can't be that mad at the brother. I'm sorry. I can't.
Okay. I'm just bringing it up, man. Hold on. I don't know if you heard that. Sorry. It reminded me of something else.
He's looking for something, y'all. Get ready. Shields up.
It reminded me of this here. Let me get this in here. I know you remember this movie.
I ain't be got no weapon. Why you be gotta put a knife on me?
Oh, is this something? What is this?
Wonderful.
Remember Hollywood Shuffle?
Hollywood Shuffle, yeah, okay. Damn, what's that got to do with my brother?
It's like I could see them like recruiting, like, oh, we need the new Obama. And they have all the check box of different things that they want to touch on. You know, you gotta have the afro, the Malcolm glasses, right? The Purple Rain Daisiki in the back, and then do the Martin Luther King voice inflection church. It's just like all the little points, man. It's like, dude, they don't need to do that. I'm just saying they don't need to really do that to get our.
It's Tennessee.
Tennessee. What are you trying to say about Tennessee, man?
I'm just saying this down south to get down might be different than up in Seattle or up in Philly or New York.
City about to get trouble.
He did. What's my man saying? Rossi Slade. He's on the John Lewis. He's getting into good trouble.
And I get it. It does work.
Oh, see, I know what you mean by that. You trying to be slick. You're trying to say minstrels always get paid. That's what you're trying to say.
I didn't say that. Is that how it sounded to you?
See what my man said? It's the Bible Belt.
All right, and then that's the explanation. Okay. Careful what you
see. He probably did that a couple times before. That's why they were looking for any reason to get rid of him.
You might be right. I'm probably wrong, but I was just asking the question. It just looks funny to me. It made me laugh when I first saw it. I was like, no, they're not doing it.
now I'm gonna call you out.
Go ahead.
When you compare this to my man who broke into the chambers.
Don't let me find that.
Somebody was shot. Was it?
Do you love me?
Because his brother was shot. Was it his brother was shot or something?
Yes, I can't think of the name. It was in the Bay Area. Some of y'all know what he's talking about.
He came up there and jumped put his ass on the desk. Come on, that's a little different.
Doing all that.
There ain't no tradition.
Right. Well, there is a tradition of shucking and jiving. I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but it's a tradition either way. But you know, it's all good. We said let's not forget they were only two blacks. Oh, listen, I'm on their side. I'm just like, you know what? We don't need to do any of that stuff to get our attention. Stephon Clark, yeah, Big Sexy. He remembers Stephon Clark. We just don't need to do any of that.
Why is it Big Sexy on the show?
Big Sexy, jump on in. He's got the link. You know, you can jump up in here because we're getting ready to talk about some movie stuff.
Hey, let me ask you this: was it like my man Bobby Shmurda who was dancing? Was it at LaFace? He was dancing on the table. It wasn't LaFace. It was
whatever one it was. Yeah. Same difference. same difference. Showing out for whoever.
Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he had been at a church and maybe the media cameras were there. He did that. How would you feel?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it was a church, I would understand it.
See, he keeping it real. He's keeping it real. He's being who he is. Why are you looking at me like that, bro? Mike looking like he want to do something.
No. You say he's keeping it real.
Yeah.
Keeping it real what?
See? Don't hate yourself, Mike.
Oh, I'm not.
Who we are.
That ain't me.
I might have broken the song too. Shoot.
Okay. All right, preacher. But anyway, man. But salute to that dude, man. Being reinstated. I hope he.
Now, how come the other brother's not up in there again?
Yeah, I'm not too up on that situation.
He got into more trouble though.
Oh, really?
Well, I saw something. Somebody had posted. Was it TMZ? They posted videos of him. I don't know what the situation was. He may have been. Well, there's really no justification. I don't know. But there was a still image. I didn't go into the article, but he was pulling somebody out the car window.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard something about that. I can't call it. Rossi said, "We shall overcome." Actually, wasn't there a video of this same cat? And he was singing an old Negro spirit?
It was the other guy.
Oh, it was the other guy.
I think he was in the church. He was standing on top of something. Had on a white suit.
Right.
Why can't it happen? Right. See, it's okay to talk. It's okay when we sing about whack and B's and N's, but when we sing out of joy, when we joyful singing, no, can't do that.
No, sir.
When the Surgeon General talking about talk to your big mama and your pop, that's good. That's all good.
How did you do your fingers there, Q? How did they do it?
Your pop and your mama, big mama, whatever he say. What did Rome say?
Ridiculous.
That's all good.
Oh, yeah. You say so, man. Hey, I'm on your team, man.
Okay.
Let me bring up this other one here. This is interesting.
Oh, Lord.
Our good brother Jonathan Majors. The rumor is that Marvel has a backup plan to recast Jonathan Majors Kang.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
Let me read. I'm just going to read a little bit of this.
Okay.
So Marvel Studios may have a contingency plan to replace Jonathan Majors as Kang in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, according to a new rumor. As reported by the Direct, Marvel insider Jeff Snyder spoke on the Hot Mic podcast to discuss the Majors situation following the actor's arrest for alleged assault. The pundit claimed that Marvel Studios is eyeing a replacement akin to actors such as Damson Idris from the FX crime drama Snowfall, suggesting Idris casting opposite Brad Pitt in Apple's untitled Formula One movie placed him on Marvel Studios' radar. Quote, even though there hasn't been any movement on the Jonathan Majors front, I've heard that's the kind of actor who, like, if Jonathan Majors got the boot as Kang, someone like Idris is the type of person that Marvel may look to replace him if that in fact happens. So again, this is just speculation, supposed rumor of this situation. I think Majors, and it says he's got a court date coming up. I feel like I said it was going to be in May. To I guess maybe to see if he's even going to be charged, what the next step is. But with all that said, man, I know you got an opinion on this. What do you
I got two things. One, first of all, anytime you assault a woman or anybody without provocation, that's not good. That's not good. But one, Ezra Miller was found on tape beating a woman to the ground. He was accused of grooming a young girl. He was accused of leading a cult that came into a house that he owned where kids were running around eating bullets. He has been kicked out of more bars in Hawaii than I know of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a movie still coming out.
You forgot one other thing about that.
What's that?
The obvious thing.
He's white.
If he can have a movie, if Ezra Miller still got a movie coming out, and the only reason I'm going to go see that shit because Michael Keaton in it, then Jonathan Majors should be able to do at least one more role with Kang. And since I'm old, I forgot the second point.
No, it's on some bullshit.
Damn, what was it? Oh, don't. You say we can curse, right? I'm gonna go off. Don't fucking tell me we can't recast T'Challa, and then you're gonna go recast this dude over some allegations. Fuck out of here.
Interesting. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Well, I will say this. I hope that he is cleared on this and he can stay in the role. Though I will admit I have not seen the movie Ant-Man. I don't even think I've seen was he in Loki? I think.
Yeah, he was. That was the only good thing about that series. He was in the last episode, at least to me. That was the only thing worth watching. That's his singing. That's when I knew he's an actor. I saw a couple episodes of Lovecraft Country. I think he was in.
Oh yeah. I did see some that.
Didn't do much for me. Then I saw that. I was like, oh shit. One thing I would tell a brother, you're not supposed to tell black people this or women this. I gotta say this to him, brother. When you look at a photo, when someone taking a picture, you start smiling. Damn. Every time you see a picture, you're like, huh?
I said first you want us to be doing all of the hooting and hollering. Now you want us to be smiling.
I'm just saying, whenever I see a photo of him, look like the photographer got his ass kicked right after the shutter clicked. Every time I'm like, bruh, I mean, public image. You trying to not catch a case.
Well, he's doing it for the ladies. Come on now.
The ladies, the reason he's hemmed up now.
Well,
you need to be up there like this.
No. Here you go. Is that your get down? Well, we see how you get down.
If I'm getting charged for being a woman beater, shoot.
It's all right, boss.
I'll be.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I mean, I'm joking, but
yeah, no, it's jokes, huh?
I'm joking, but damn, look like you're a pleasant person.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say this. I hope he's not found guilty of that. But I would say if they had to go a different route, casting Idris, man, ooh, that would.
But he's too small, isn't he?
Well, again, I've never seen any of the Kang stuff, so I don't know if he's supposed to be a certain time. I'm just going by.
He's a super villain. They're all buff. And the dude is this Idris guy? He's the main. I don't watch the show, but isn't he the main character?
Yes, he's brilliant.
The dude looks like a teenager.
I agree. He looks young, but he's acting. Man, he's the shit, man. Like he's.
I mean, Peter Dinklage is a good actor. I wouldn't want him.
Peter Dinklage can't mess with this kid, in my opinion. No, you haven't seen Snowfall, so
I know he's a good actor, but I'm just saying it takes more than being a good actor. You kind of gotta.
He got the part. He got it, man. I'm telling you, like he on some mini Denzel, man. That's how I look at it. From what I've seen of Idris's stuff versus this Majors, I would go with Idris all day.
He just doesn't look like I mean, Jonathan Majors is got the physique. This guy looks like.
Of course. But yeah, I don't know if that matters in this role though. But again, I haven't seen
Kang. Have you seen Kang? What Kang looks like?
I haven't seen nothing. I just seen pictures.
No, I mean in the comic books.
I'm not that familiar with it.
To me, it'll be the equivalent of what's your boy Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor. Just
see, I love that, but I understand what you're saying. I'm not gonna act like I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna get me started. I hear you. I say what, man. I hope he can work this out because man, he was on the cusp of being the next dude. You had Creed, which I know you love Creed. Creed 3. It was the other movie he was in. He was like a fighter pilot, which I thought was really good.
I didn't like that much. Devotion.
I thought it was.
I didn't really like his performance in that well. That much.
Something about it. I think it was just the father kind of thing. And, you know, I've had some of my elders who've been in the military. So I was kind of like, I was kind of feeling that. But, you know, he's a great actor. I just wish he never had this situation happen. I think his lawyer was trying to say like the girl, they had some text messages and, you know, I don't know if that matters. If that's just something they put online versus what the courts and the DA is doing, but hopefully that helps his situation so that he can move forward, man, and do what he's doing. What's up, Tammy? We see you out there. Good evening. Good evening. But yeah, man. With all of that said, I was going to ask you what you have been watching. I think you said you haven't had an opportunity to see.
Well, I've been watching shows that I consider must-see shows, even though they suck. I've been watching The Mandalorian. And you want to talk about a fall off.
I hate to say that I only watched the first episode of this new season.
You ain't missing much.
What's going on with, you know, I'm a super Star Wars guy, so for me to not even be watching it.
Well, first of all, the story does not center around Din Djarin anymore.
Right.
He's just, so the whole story is this aimless, wandering story about Bo-Katan Kryze, I think that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
She's more the center of the story now, and she's been charged by the Armorer. You know who that is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
That character.
To go out and unite the tribes.
Okay.
That's basically what they're doing. And are we spoiling or?
Well, I haven't seen it, so I mean, you can say whatever.
I mean, Moff Gideon makes a return. That's the character played by Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, okay. Bugging out.
Right. And see, I remember his big brother Dap from School Days.
Oh, right. Wow.
Or Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. Look at it. Hot trash. The last episode was great. I fell asleep on that bitch.
We're talking about Star Wars.
I know.
Bothers me. God damn.
I will say this. Although her character was stupid as hell, I think for what it was, I thought Lizzo did a good job in the previous episode.
I've seen the pictures from that.
I was surprised. The story was stupid. It just seems aimless this season.
I felt that on the first episode. That's why I was just like, what is the point of this? It shouldn't even go this long. I mean, I get why they want to keep it going because of money, but.
And Grogu is now just product placement.
You know what, low-key, it's always been product placement.
But no, see, I hear what you're saying, but when he dropped, what was it, in the episode, second season, the last episode when Luke showed up?
Mm-hmm.
When Mandalorian handed him over to Luke, that should have been it. That should have been it.
That's right. So it was in the Boba Fett that they had him come back, I think.
Was it Boba Fett that they had that whole episode, like at least half of it devoted to Luke?
Yeah.
Grogu.
Yeah.
And Luke was like, "Fuck this, man! I can't fuck with you. I got nothing for you. Go on back up to your guy."
Interesting. Yeah, man. I want Star Wars to get back on track, and what I mean by that, I guess the only way, I just want the stories to be good. I don't mind them making stories up for like all these little side characters and like, let's dive into what that character's about and make a series. That's fine, but just make it so that it's great. Like, it just feels like you said, it seems pointless. And it's like, man, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like Star Wars. That's the only way I can say it. I don't have a problem with the people they bring in. I don't have a necessary problem with the characters. It's just the story and the feel of it. It just seems off or something. It's not this, you know what I mean? I don't know.
What did you think of Andor?
Man, I only watched maybe the first episode, and I kind of want to get into it, but I'm just to the point where I'm like, I don't even really care. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It just doesn't hold my attention.
Yeah, well, addressing the fact that it doesn't feel like Star Wars, I was saying that a long time ago, maybe early last year, when I said on the show, I said, there's different tones going on, but if it's not overall fun, it's not really Star Wars. Now, I don't mind them playing around with darkness, but they, like in Andor, they had different, I'm all over the place. Star Wars and John Williams go hand in hand to me.
Right. I agree.
Now he's 91 now. I get it. He's about ready to, call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been playing around with it. I don't want to be mad at him, but like some of the music sounds more like Logan's Run or 2001, and some of the themes are getting really dark. It's not really fun. Same thing with Mandalorian. It's just not.
It's not. Yeah, if you go back and watch the original Star Wars, A New Hope,
it was fun,
and Empire. Star Wars was a play on the serials that Lucas and them would watch at the theater. It was a play on that. The second movie sort of goes more into like, okay, not necessarily a play on that per se, but we're going to up the ante and almost take it serious. But it still was a level of fun, but it was like, okay, now we're going into a deeper adventure type of thing. And I almost feel like it got stuck at that point. Like the
Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah, it got stuck at Empire Strikes Back and then goes to Jedi. And Jedi is almost trying to be a little more fun-ish with some of these characters, but it's not Star Wars. It's not the first movie, and it really isn't the second movie either. It's like, it's almost to the point where it needs to be done after this one, because you can tell it's sort of getting to it's a more self-aware of, like, it knows what it is, and it's almost playing by beats that they think made the first movies great, if that makes any sense. Like, to me, watching the third movie now, I could skip most of it and just show me the Luke stuff a little bit, because that's, it continues what was great about Empire to me, and it matters. But the other stuff is, Ewoks product placement type stuff, kind of goofy type of stuff, which is cool. But again, it's not groundbreaking necessarily per se. Well, I guess I would say the speeder race was groundbreaking at the time. But that's the other point. To me, none of the new ones, there's nothing groundbreaking in it.
Well,
part of Star Wars to me is that it was groundbreaking. What is groundbreaking with the last three movie sequels? There was nothing groundbreaking. It was great special effects, but all movies got great special effects.
No, nothing was groundbreaking about the last trilogy because it borrowed from so much from the first trilogy.
Right. It's what I'm saying. It was stuck on that.
But technologically, I'd say it was groundbreaking.
In what way?
I would say this. The scene with Luke, even though I hated it, where his Force Ghost is fighting, what's his name? Kylo Ren.
That's technologically groundbreaking too?
From what I remember. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm barking the wrong tree.
It was just him doing a lightsaber battle.
My problem with I watched Return of the Jedi last year, and I think I put on here, man, now that I look at this as an older man, I could say that the screenplay is trash. The problem with the movie is it has two wildly varying tones.
Yeah.
And it's running two different plot lines. I mean, they're down on the planet with these, and I thought they were dope at the time. The Ewoks. I mean, I was how old?
Well, that's the thing. We were kids.
I was in high school.
Yeah, we were kids too.
I didn't care. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. But now watching it, you got the drama with Luke and Darth Vader and the Emperor on the new Death Star. When I first saw that Death Star when it was in construction, I was like, oh, okay. Right. So I like that part, but the stuff on the planet was kind of stupid. So I'm not a big fan of Jedi anymore, but I will love it because that trilogy is still the best thing ever. Sci-fi action. And I'm a Star Trek fan. It's a Mandalorian. Is just they're introducing all these different tribes. Why should I care about these people I don't know? I've invested 2 seasons in the Mandalorian. I just want to know his get down.
From a visual standpoint, the Mandalorian looks great. All the Star Wars for the most part, they look great. I just think that the storytelling could use a lot of work. I'm actually, the more I think about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, that was a disappointment. There's parts about it that I can't help but like, because you see certain visuals, but I can never go back and watch that again. Like
I could. I like that we saw Anakin again. I like that.
I'm saying I like certain things, but I just don't feel if they handled them right, or I don't know, man. It's just that should have been a movie or something. It just felt like it's not on the grand scale of what I anticipated it to be. But it was such eye candy in there's certain moments. But overall, I mean, the Princess Leia character and some of the stuff just didn't make sense, man. Like, you know what it is? They're just trying to tie everything together too much. And I think that's unnecessary. You don't need to tie every little, this character, I remember you from, that's what's diluting it, I think. You're trying to tie all of this together. I don't know why they're doing that. It's not necessary. They could just take what Star Wars means and like what it meant to have something like Star Wars, but you could tell a different story, but just make it like Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, what made the original Star Wars great? We had never seen nothing like that before. That's where you could start. Show us you ain't never seen something like that before.
The thing that made me, I didn't get into the Mandalorian until like maybe episode 4 of season 1, but what made me like it, it's the same thing I've been shouting about since Rise of Skywalker. I don't need to see the Empire in everything Star Wars. And they gave that to me in the very first season. It was a Western. And I said, this shouldn't work because it's a Western, but the shit is working. I'm invested in this character, right? Like, I remember when they first introduced the Mandalorian on Disney Plus, I'm like, I'm not spending another goddamn penny on a streaming app. Let me go get the streaming app. And I was all in when I think it was the episode when Carl Weathers came into the scene.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's just, man, I don't know who's running. Is it Lucasfilm still or under Disney?
Of course.
I don't know.
I wonder too. I think I was asking this on the Discord. I was wondering, what's the gentleman's name who plays the Mandalorian?
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Are they like he's keeping his mask on more and more in this season? Is that true?
As far as I know, he's only taken it off one, maybe twice.
So I wonder when he has the mask on, is that Pedro Pascal playing it, or is that just somebody in the costume? Because I almost kind of wonder now, is there something going on where, I mean, he's 3 seasons deep and this guy is getting bigger and bigger. He's The Last of Us and different things. Is he becoming like, hey, I need to get bigger bag? And if y'all not going to show my face anyway, man, I ain't putting on no suit. You can have a stunt dude and I'll just do the voiceover and get my money. And I wonder if they're trying to transition away from him because we ain't got to pay that cat. And he ain't got to be on set anyway.
You just brought up something that just doesn't make sense about this. I want to call it the concept. See, I thought all Mandalorians were supposed to keep their helmet on when they introduced that. So then I come to find out just a couple days ago on the Discord from Sean Christopher or somebody, because I asked the question, well, how come these other Mandalorians are taking their helmets off? And I was told, well, that's just their clan. Every clan has different rules. So why would you write that and you've hired an actor to play the part and you consciously don't show his face? Now he's getting bigger. Seems like you would want to show his face, but you've written that into a corner.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I think they put that in there because I think there's something going on with him in the production possibly where, again, since I'm not trying to do this anyway, and they're like, well, shit, we can just keep write it in so that the mask is on, so we ain't got to.
No, but that was it from the first for the first season. It was stated that Mandalorian.
Right, but I'm just saying this new season. I'm wondering is the reason why they wrote that and pushing on it now, because in the last seasons he was always taking it off, wasn't he?
I only remember him taking it off a couple times.
Okay,
I could not be remembering. I seem like I remember he took it off when he had to hand over Grogu, and he took it off in the episode. I could be wrong. With one of my favorite episodes with Bill Burr, when they were trying to overtake this facility. And he was sitting in the kitchen or something.
I remember that. That was good.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, man, hopefully it turns around. I want Star Wars to be great. And for a lot of people, Star Wars is great, But yeah, I don't know, man. It's got to get back. Star Wars, the brand of Star Wars. Star Wars was always some next level. Super excited. Couldn't wait to see it. And now I'm like, I don't even watch it.
Listen,
I don't feel bad. Not.
What's your favorite food, Mike?
My favorite who?
Favorite food.
Grits. How about that?
Okay. You have grits maybe once a month, every so often, right? You look forward to it, right? Like, okay, for example, for me,
I can have it once a week, but go ahead.
White Castle. There's no White Castles near me. So whenever I pull up on a White Castle, I'm getting me a double cheeseburger, right?
I see where you go.
But if I have White Castles every day,
I'm
gonna get tired of it. I'm gonna notice the quality diminishing over the years, and that's the same thing. See, here we go.
Well,
grits every week.
Well, if the grit or if the food goes down in quality, then yeah, I got a problem with it. But I can eat like Chinese. I love Chinese. Man, I can eat some fried rice, some sweet and sour chicken all day, every day. But when they start to slip in the rat meat and the texture goes down.
Well, my point was, see, Negroes don't help you. You're not helping me out. My point was, you can have your favorite foods, and if you eat it every meal, you're gonna get tired of it.
I got you.
That's why people be. That's why our brothers be creeping on Halle and Beyonce.
Is that why they're creeping on them? But
that's what y'all telling me. I'm saying, how you gonna creep on Beyonce? People get tired of a good thing.
Well,
man, just go with what I'm saying. Shit, you know what I'm trying to say. Always got to be.
So I'm just saying, Jay probably got so many other things in front of his face. Like, okay,
but they ain't Beyonce.
They're not, but they're bad as hell. Probably throwing and damn near coming at him with their legs. Hey, you want this, Jay?
But I'm just saying,
only some.
Beyonce got the body and everything, but she's got the aura.
Regular niggas like me and you. Anything you need, Beyonce, I got you, baby.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll be shucking and jiving. I'll be the preacher man from Beyonce. And then we coming home for the Lord. Shit. But anyway, yeah, you're right. You're right. I think that's what happened with Marvel too. But
I would agree.
I think Marvel's quality also dropped down. But I want them to get it together.
Marvel wants to make comedies now for whatever. Did you see that trailer for the Marvels?
I did.
Who, in their right mind,
wait.
is planning to go see that?
Wait. Wait a minute, Tammy. That's why ladies they get tired of the same mangled meat.
Damn.
Is that what it is? Mangled meat?
I probably shouldn't say what I want to
say. It, but hey, if you know something about that, go ahead. I don't.
If the meat was mangled from the beginning, who's that on?
Wow. Uh-oh. Here we let me stop. My man, Aunt Pooh. You coming in to defend the mangled meat?
I ain't got one, so I don't need to worry about it. And I ain't looking to have any mangled meat. So, but do you, sir? Do you?
I feel you. I feel you. Well, man, what's up, Aunt?
Man, it's been a long day. And it's only 5. Damn, it's only 5? I need to stop saying that because Sunday night will be here sooner than I think.
Right. So I don't know if you heard what we were kind of talking about. But we're talking about Star Wars, and Q was making a point to say when you get something all the time, you start to get tired of it. And I was saying I do agree with that, but I think that what you're getting all the time, the quality's kind of starting. The Star Wars episodes are becoming mangled meat.
Can we drop that?
Why is that a trigger for you?
It just don't sound right.
You haven't heard that before.
Okay, so here it is. Right, who here is looking forward to Ahsoka?
I am.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. I want it to be great. I mean, when she was on that episode that she had, that was badass, man.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if all of, but I'm day one. I'm gonna watch it. Matter of fact, I don't even have a Disney Plus subscription right now. I'll turn it back on.
Wow. Wait. Well, I just watched the last 4 episodes of The Mandalorian, and I'm not seeing what some people were saying about the quality. I thought it still rose to the same level. You got a dope Jedi scene with the former Jar Jar Binks. You had a seek and rescue mission with the youngling from The Mandalorian. Then you had them trying to fight to keep, I can't think of Carl Weathers' character's name, trying to keep that from being occupied by Putin and them. I'm like, all of these, but they were doing an invasion, so got to be, I'm good with the wordplay like Jay-Z. Anyway, so to me, the quality of the show, I don't feel it has dipped. I think overall, I feel like it hasn't maintained the same level of buzz and media coverage, because I know season 2 and season 1, people were talking about it after every episode, whereas now it's not. I don't know if it's a quality thing or just part of me. I look to the Book of Boba Fett. That was kind of mediocre, and maybe that didn't, there was that I think it was a 2-year gap between season 2 and 3 of The Mandalorian. And when you gave us the Book of Boba Fett, it was kind of like, am I really looking forward to The Mandalorian? I understand it's different characters or whatnot, but you also have to look at how this impacted the Star Wars film. People were hyped after the Force Awakens. People really, when they deviated and gave us Rogue One, people really thought that was something great, and they were excited for Last Jedi, but Last Jedi happened, very divisive. It impacted Han Solo. I understand people didn't think that was a good film or whatnot, but it was within 5 months after The Last Jedi, and Star Wars fandom and even the mass audience fandom were very divided over that film. And then, of course, Rise of Skywalker. Now, those last 2 films, the quality wasn't that great, but you can see how when you give them something that people don't really take to or like or hyped about, it impacts how the performance of the remaining stuff. And I think Mandalorian might have been hurt by that as well.
I think the main thing that's hurting The Mandalorian is they're straying away from what we want from the main interest. It's called The Mandalorian. I don't give 2 shits about all these gathering the tribes and this and that, and Bo-Katan Kryze and Grief Karga. I mean, Grief Karga's cool, but I don't care. I want to see Din Djarin putting in work. That's it. And kill Grogu, please.
Oh yeah, they're never gonna do that.
But may I ask, why do you want him dead?
This is a business.
Because I don't see that character serves any purpose anymore, other than, like I said earlier, product placement.
But that's the whole reason they bought Star Wars, is for the products. They didn't buy.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I mean,
they'd be a fool.
I can see it like I said, by the end of season 2, I think Grogu's arc was complete. Now he's just a mascot.
I agree with you.
I don't know. I mean, why do you say at the end of season 2 his story was complete?
Because the man, I'm calling him Din. If I remember correctly, his mission was to get him to Luke, which he did.
But also, I think it was 3, not 3. I'm sorry, Book of Boba Fett. They showed that he had got this attachment to Din.
No, I know.
So I mean, like, I don't see his story being over because
they wrote it that way because they wanted to keep him in the show. That's why they wrote him that he has an attachment. But I mean, I don't keep a character in. Don't keep a character. I know that they're doing it, Mike. I know. I get it. It's a business, but it does not speak well of your quality of your writing that you're just keeping a character around because you can sell product.
I agree with you, but that's the issue I have. That's the same issue I have with Marvel movies and this. It's beyond the story. The story should have been over, but there's no way they're not going to continue milking this because that's why they bought it. And that's why I just say, like, I wish they would just start over or just go a different direction. You don't have to keep the same characters going on and you're trying to make up stories just to keep it going. It doesn't make any sense after a while. It's like, how much can these characters go through? Every good story is supposed to have an ending, you know?
And Grogu,
they just keep going years after years and it just becomes diluted. Like you can't just really know where else to go with it.
And Grogu he's more of a pet now with the baby sounds, and it's just stupid. They give him Foley like baby cackling and baby cooing.
Yeah,
it's just silly.
Yeah, but that's a cash cow, man. Come on, man. You have the bed. We got Grogu bed sheets here. We got Grogu pajamas here. They ain't letting that go because you know what I'm saying? Like they like.
And see, here's the game. How old was Yoda when he died? Was he 400 years old?
Yeah, but Yoda wasn't
900.
Wasn't
my point. Here's my point. My point is that means they can keep him a baby for how long? Because if he lives 900 years, shoot.
Well, he's already 50, so I don't know if you want to call that a baby, but
interesting.
I mean, but if he has a 900-year lifespan, he probably won't achieve adulthood until he's 200.
Well, I personally, I'm okay with this storyline of him being trained to become part of the tribe of Mandalorian. That to me is somewhat interesting.
That's what they're doing?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm like, now, had it been me, do you want to train to be a Jedi or a Mandalorian? I'm going with the lightsaber. But, do you, sir?
And this, I'm sorry, the Mandalorian, it takes place after Return of the Jedi, but before The Force Awakens?
Yes, I think it's 20 years. Yeah.
Interesting. So the
Mandalorian takes place before The Force Awakens?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a young Luke is in the Mandalorian, and he's an old man in The Force Awakens.
Right. Yeah.
I'm curious how they're going to come up for whatever happened to Mando and Grogu by the time they get to the Rey stuff. Like, where are they at? Well,
if I'm Jon Favreau and is it Filoni, I'd be like, nah, you don't need to explain. Leave my shit alone.
But that's the thing of Star Wars. They explain everything. Like they don't let no
the new Star Wars. Well, no, because George Lucas did it. Yeah, George Lucas did it.
Everything gonna be tied in. Like, are they gonna have the new Rey movie? Is that gonna have a grown up Grogu?
Oh Lord.
Because that would be a cold merchandise, an old. He'd be, what he'd be like, and the same what they did with this character, Groot.
Who?
Groot. I am Groot. Now they have him like an older version in the movies.
Yeah,
and that's a whole nother line of toys and merchandise. So I could see them doing Grogu like that.
But the only thing is I think the appeal is him being in this Baby Yoda form. I don't know if you want to tamper with that.
I agree.
Groot works.
They sell both of them.
Asian Groot worked because we were introduced to him as this adult, and then they went with the baby and a small thing. I don't know if you introduce him as the baby. I don't know if you want to do that.
I wouldn't put it past him.
But yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't put it past.
I just wonder if they're like when Ahsoka hits. Are they going to do Ahsoka like they did Boba Fett? If the rating, they shoot all the shows back to back. But with Boba Fett, I was like, that's a cold piece when they basically ganked the show from Boba Fett and put Mandalorian in there for 2 episodes. I wonder if they're going to do something like that with with Ahsoka.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know because if you watching that season of Boba Fett, it wasn't that entertaining. So giving us that is one thing, whereas Ahsoka, she has a much larger background, backstory, mythos within Star Wars that they could definitely tap into certain things. I mean, they're bringing in Grand Admiral Thrawn, which everybody's excited for. They're bringing in these other Inquisitors, so I think they have. I'm praying that they have enough that they don't have to do the Mandalorian crossover.
You know what I do want to see if we get any more Star Wars? I want to see the sister that I think was treated wrong was it from Obi-Wan? The black woman, was she the Inquisitor? Is that what they're called?
I think so, yeah. What happened to her character?
I
don't even remember.
She decided not to kill Luke and something. That's all I remember.
Well, I hope they figure it out. I'm gonna watch the movies now. I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna be. I'll be there day one. I got hope. I got a new hope. Hopefully they good. My thing was up to me. I'd be like, bring back my guy Finn, and let him get his real look like he should have, and have him turn into the Jedi and go off. And get John Boyega his points, man. He got railroaded.
So did Rose Tico.
Nah, I'm good on that. Nah.
She was treated even worse than Finn.
No. You know, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, there's Star Wars for you. You know, the Force ain't too strong right now, but I have faith that they will get it together.
Here's a question, real quick, before you move on to another topic.
Yeah.
I thought they said unequivocally they were done with the Skywalker story. So why are we getting another movie with Rey?
Hey, man.
The only thing I can say is maybe they meant the proper, biological Skywalkers, and Rey is fake it a funk.
They need to just start from scratch. Like with the original Mandalorian, season 1, I felt like they started from scratch. I was seeing a new part of that universe. That's what made it so great. Why even touch on stuff? That last trilogy was so divisive. Why even go back there?
Somebody has a good idea. That's the best I can come up with.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me some is they're saying that Rey is going to form a new Jedi Council, and I think I put it in the chat. We get to watch her start a new Jedi Council, but we couldn't watch Luke.
Right.
Well, Luke, see, again, I think they treated Luke wrong, but he did try that. He tried to start a new Jedi Academy. It failed. So I could see if he were a real character, a real person saying, okay, that's in my past. I tried it, didn't work. Let me try something else. Move on. And he got killed, or he died.
Well,
so I could see him not doing it again. I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah, and to this point, it's like he's dealing with, not to pun intended, forces that he fully doesn't understand. So, like, try to do it again. He's like, he got close to the dark side, almost killing his nephew. Trying it again, he might succumb, which actually is a pretty good story.
See, that's the story I wouldn't mind them seeing. How did Luke go from everything that we know him was to him, like, don't rise up on me, boy, like ready to strike down his own little nephew on some misunderstanding.
He was willing to strike down his own father. Why is it so hard to believe he'd be willing to strike down his nephew?
But his nephew
that's
wasn't
different.
It was
the potential of darkness.
Boy, he was like ready to kill. I'm like, whoa, when did he get so edgy? I thought he won. There wasn't no bad guys, was there?
They're saying that Snoke was trying to corrupt him, and Luke saw something that he could be this best. So he's like, maybe I should take him out now so there's no new Emperor Vader, which I get that. And that's a story that I think was worth telling as well. Like, why would he have that emotional reaction to it? Yeah, and on top of that, to your point, Mike, especially, it's like, how did he have that emotional reaction to it? Like, okay, I need to kill him, as opposed to bring him from the dark side like he did his daddy.
Mm. I don't know, man.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's a story that I think would have been interesting to see.
If I see Luke Skywalker again, I want to see him as we got to see him for the last 15 minutes of season 2 finale, whooping ass. That's why motherfuckers was crying when they saw that shit, because that's the Luke I wanted to see in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
If you're doing Luke, I want to see that Luke, the Luke that was the motherfucker in the universe. That's what I want to see.
That as well. I fear, though, if they were to give that to us, just like you said, if they give you too much of it, and it'd have to be CGI, I think it could be a train wreck. If they really tried to lean on that and just did a full-on Luke series, you have to either be, again, that could be the thing that we've never seen before. And if they did it right, it could be brilliant, or it could come off as real, like, So I don't know, man.
I mean, that was the best of anything I've ever seen Star Wars since, I'll say, Rogue One. Mm-hmm. I put on Mandalorian season 2 finale, and I just watched that scene right there.
Yeah. When you say CGI, you're saying it's the CGI of the action or the CGI of de-aging Mark Hamill?
Yeah, the de-aging and all that. That would be a whole movie of that. It would have to be of such a high quality. Intro character.
Well, I mean, they did that with Samuel Jackson and the guy who played Agent Coulson. I didn't think it looked bad in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but that's not, no disrespect to Samuel Jackson. He's not an iconic character like Luke Skywalker, though. I think people would scrutinize the hell out of that versus scrutinizing Samuel Jackson.
You know what I think? I think they did some tests and found out, how black don't crack?
Stop.
It works easy on CGI. I honestly think that. That's what I honestly think.
All right.
And I would say, I wasn't necessarily saying a whole series of Luke, because, that would get tiresome in the seat. You probably have to recast then, and that would be a mistake. But just a flashback scene or something. I don't want to see no more Luke unless it's in flashback to advance a story or have a story point. And I want to see him kicking ass like he did in that episode.
Well, I said Luke needs to get woke. Wow. Okay.
Luke needs to get woke?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. But anyway.
Well, all droids matter? Is that what we
I wanted to ask, I don't think Q's watching it, and I think Ant has seen them all, but Snowfall. I watched the new episode. Man, they just keep rising and rising. The acting and the story, man, so on point, man.
I didn't think you'd like the ending. I did not think you would like the ending.
You didn't think I would like it?
No, I thought you would nitpick it.
Man, I kind of was waiting. I was like, you know what? This is a black mom, and she done lost so much. I was waiting for something. I was like, she's not gonna just let him get away with this talking, acting crazy. And when she walked up to him on the phone booth and was like, "What about my husband?" I was like, "Oh, this is where it's about to happen." Because he was like, I was lying. No. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're not gonna talk to her like that." And sure enough, man, I was like, yeah. And you know what? I actually kind of felt like she saved Franklin in a way.
Twofold, two things there. Like, one, I loved it because I've had to watch that scene where she was like, "Fuck Teddy, fuck the CIA," and that whole, and people boil it down to that one part, but it's that whole speech when she gets to talking about you see how he didn't kill me because I wasn't a threat, I was just a nigga, and that whole thing. So when it popped off, because they said it was beautiful, right? Because he was so dismissive of her. He's like, "What?" Like, and it was kind of like, "Bitch, you really believe that?" Like, I was lying. I killed him, dumped his body. And it was just, And then it's like she mentioned episode 1, she talked about how dismissive he was of her life and what she had to him. And then we see it in episode 9 how dismissive he was of her. And she was just and I just was like, oh boy, I don't know who wrote this, but get them something else. And when she killed him, I was like, yeah. But the other thing I thought about it is that they were gonna give that man $37 million. And Franklin killed his daddy. He ain't gonna let that go.
No. And I think like, as he told Franklin, I think I was saying Franklin now can really see here's what they really think about you. You're not parts. I wanted him to really go full on and like, you dumb, you don't think I know. Because I was like, this is how he really, and then he was on his, I'm doing it for the country. And I was like, yeah, you see how his real get down is. And look how he got you destroying the community. And he don't give a, when the mom asked him, don't you care about the destruction that you have done? I didn't put the crack pipe in them. Like, that's how they get down. He's the United States government, CIA, whatever. He's keeping it above. And that's why I was like, I didn't understand why they keep doing all the talking. Because at a certain point, he ain't gonna give up the thing. And then he finally kind of goes on. But I was like, they're doing a lot of talking. Like, but I get it. He wanted to get that money. But I just can't wait to see. This is the next episode is the last episode.
Last episode, yes. Man,
of the series or the season?
Series. I haven't seen the last episode, but I read the script and yeah.
Interesting.
The other thing that when he did it, I was like, wow, brother, really? If you remember, I think it was episode 2 when his Veronique, his baby mother, brought her mother in. She's like, yeah, I can help find you that money, but I want 10%. And Franklin was like, man, what the no. But then when Teddy was like, all right, I give you your money, but I want half. All right. Now, somewhat he's kind of like the obstacle to it, but it's like he didn't even negotiate. It was just like, yeah, I'm gonna give the white man half my money when he was fighting with his baby mama's mama on $7 million. And that was kind of like, I just kind of looked at that like, okay.
Yeah, I was surprised when his mom, his baby mother or whatever, came in there suggesting the hot grease torture thing. I was like, what the hell? She's dark. I was like, that kind of threw me a little bit. I was like, why is she that sadistic? Like, that's kind of crazy. But
well, part of it is we don't know all that she done did.
That's true. So, that is true.
So she done said she done put in some work. So it's just like, hey, I'm trying to leave that part of me behind, but $73 million, I'll go ahead and bring it back.
Man, what a show, man. I hate to see that it's going to be over on one hand because it's done. So the quality of the writing and the acting, this is the kind of quality that I want other TV shows to be on. Not on the same topic or nothing, but just the quality of the production. And I also say too, the cinematography on a lot of these last few episodes, there's been some amazing shots. The way that they've been framing stuff, it's incredible.
Now, of course, I'm quite biased, but having to put together several compilation videos, it's like the stuff that I forgot, and then just to see the acting over those seasons, I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. No, it's not The Wire. It's different. I don't even say it. I don't know if it's equal. It kind of depends,
Man, I put it. It's not that far from me.
It's like people will talk about, well, the first season was yada yada yada. Yeah, well, the second season of The Wire, homie.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, am I the only one that liked the second season of The Wire?
No, there are others out there. As one brother told me, man, you just don't understand the complex metaphors he was doing with the entirety of the whole dock workers union, blah blah blah. I was like, it wasn't entertaining. I don't give a fuck about metaphors and all that shit. I want to be entertained. I ain't got time to decode messages and shit.
Interesting. Yeah. So Snowfall, must see if you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out.
Don't check it out next week. I'm telling you, go watch.
Oh.
Go watch all of the episodes before you get to that, because it's going to mean so much more.
Okay. What's the other good show that's on right now? Is there another good show that you guys would recommend?
This show, well, we don't have to talk about it a long time, but it went off. It ended its second season mid last fall, maybe. White Lotus.
I've heard of this. I haven't seen it.
First season, I say definitely was good. The second season was a step back, but I mean, come on, you can't hit on all cylinders all the time. And taking a step back is still better than a lot of stuff that's out there.
Okay.
One you put me on, The Accused. They had another good episode this past week.
I got to get back on that. I got to watch that. Yeah. I got to get on that.
They had, I don't know if you saw the episode where it took place in Texas, where the teacher helped the student get an abortion. That one, one got heavy there.
Man, yeah, that I don't know if I want to watch it.
Is that a network show or a cable?
Yes, it's on Fox, but you can get it on Hulu as well.
Yeah, interesting. All right, real quick, I just wanted to ask movies. Like, what of all the movies you've seen? It was hard for me to think. Like, what are the memorable movies? I
got that one.
Go ahead.
My two favorite movies this year thus far, and I haven't seen a lot of them, but Creed 3, unquestionably my favorite film of the year thus far. And then I was pleasantly surprised by Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
So you said memorable for this year, or are you talking about overall?
Yeah, for this year. Just that you've seen this year, whether or not they came out this year.
Well, definitely John Wick. There was the scene.
Oh, I forgot about John Wick. Yeah.
There was a scene where they did the top down.
That was
yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was incredible.
Now, when I took my son to go see it, and he was trying to climb those stairs to the Sakura, humble brag, I've actually taken those stairs. Yes, I've done it twice. When he got kicked back down, my son was like, "This is some bullshit." I was like, "Watch your mouth," but you're right.
Yeah, I mean, the first three movies were art. That one, I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I would go see it again, but it made John Wick like too much of. He was Superman in that movie. It went way too far. You can if you've been at the Arc de Triomphe, that circle around the arc, there's no way you getting hit by a car and getting up multiple times. Jumping out a window and landing on a truck and getting up.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think the whole movie, though, is unrealistic. I mean, there's no way you could even be shooting all these people like that.
No, I get that part.
But by the point of the movie, he's killed hundreds of people. Like, if you can believe that, then you can believe you can fall off.
And then wasn't that suit like some super Kevlar type thing? Because he kept. Which I got tired of that shit too. He kept raising the jacket sleeve to protect his head. I get it, but I just got tired of seeing it. But wasn't that so that made me suspend my disbelief, because I'm like, okay, he's on his Black Panther and it's absorbing some of the impact of all of these falls and hits.
Yeah, I mean, to me, what's the one where it was him and Common? Was that the second one?
That was the second one.
Yeah.
When they were in the subway station and just walking. That's when I was like, okay, this shit ain't real, because ain't no way. And it's just, in the part in this movie when they were in the club, the niggas is busting guns, shooting, and everybody's in there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? To be fair, I can see that actually happen. you high enough at a rave, I can see that.
Okay, I don't know that world, I guess.
One of my favorite movie moments was I took my daughter to see Super Mario Brothers, and they had the. Do you see it, Mike?
I haven't seen it yet. I do want to see it.
They recreate. You might turn that down, please. Thank you. They recreated the scene of the loadout for Super Mario Kart. So right there, I was like, I'm loving it. And then they drive and they try to go save the day, and they get turned around. and they end up going to Rainbow Road. And if you've played any Super Mario Kart, that is the hardest, the most annoying track in Super Mario Kart. So when they got there, I was like, oh man, it just brought all the nostalgia. I'm like, oh yeah, they screwed up. They ain't winning.
Yeah, I do want to see that movie. Actually.
I would give it a 4. No, I give it a 3.5 out of 4. I mean 3.5 to 4. But the nostalgia, when they start doing things and showing you stuff that you played, it just hits you. It just hits
you. Interesting. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Memorable movies. Say Creed 3. I remember that. John Wick. It's like I can't remember the movies I've seen. It's hard to distinguish what I saw on TV versus what I saw in the theaters. I've seen very little in the theater. Somebody said Cocaine Bear. I have yet to see that.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that yet either.
I do kind of want to see it, but I'm waiting for it to get to the.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not worth the money. It's not.
Okay.
What do you want to go to see that movie for?
Well, no, I want to see it at home. I'm not going.
No, I'm just saying.
Just as it looks stupid.
No, but you dare to see the bear do some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Didn't give us enough of that. So I'm like,
oh, really?
Yeah, one job.
Okay.
I will say, I'm looking forward to
movie. I watched it on TV, but I thought that was really good, and I never really seen Luther before.
What was it?
Luther, Idris Elba. I thought that movie was pretty good.
Did anybody go to see Shazam in the movie theaters?
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
that's on HBO, isn't it? Oh no,
not yet. Yeah, I watch it on HBO, but cool. It almost seems like the Marvels is the same type of movie, the way it comes off.
It looks so cheap to me,
But we'll see. Yeah, I don't even remember.
I did see Scream 3, and while I'm sorry, not Scream 3, Scream 6, and while it did that rhyming symmetry thing with another film in the franchise, it was done very good.
I'll catch that on streaming or something. No, I saw this movie a couple weeks ago. Knock on the Cabin.
Is that the Shyamalan movie?
It was his version. In my opinion, it was him trying to do Midsummer. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I haven't seen that one.
I want to see that, so don't spoil it.
It was disappointing, man. More of that bush. He can come with some great stuff, or he can come with some bush.
It's like the ending was like, okay, so what happened?
You know who reminds me of Shyamalan is the dude who did Get Out. What's his name?
No, don't say that. No, don't say that.
He'll have some brilliant stuff, or he can have some.
No, you're right.
What's the last? Okay, wait. You like Nope. Okay, yeah, Nope was. But I'm still trying to. Have you watched Us again? Did you say you haven't seen it
again? I have not seen it again. No. Yeah. It's just too. I get what he's. I mean, he's super talented. But
what is his name? I forget his name.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
I mean, super talented dude, and I want him to keep making movies because I think he's gonna have another one that's gonna blow our minds, and then he might have another one that's kind of hard to understand. Maybe I'll understand it later or something. He's a true artist. I give him that.
I think you pegged it. He's just like Shyamalan. First one.
Nah,
what was it?
Come on.
What was it? Get Out? Was it Get Out?
Get Out was the first one. Head Buster. That was
like Sixth Sense was dope.
Yeah.
Ever since they started going downhill.
But see, I like Signs. I thought that was dope.
The aliens that come down to Earth but don't like water. Okay, you like that.
I like the way it played out. I thought it was cool. I'm trying to think of what's the other one. I liked what was the one with Bruce Willis?
Sixth Sense.
No. The super.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. I did like Unbreakable.
Yeah,
and
I liked it too. You're right. Yeah,
the last one that they did with all three of them, I thought that was good too.
No,
you didn't feel that? Oh man.
The Glass.
Glass, yes.
Oh, trash.
Wow. What was the one between? There's a middle one.
Split. People love Split.
Split, cool.
Yeah. But I like both of them. I think they're insanely. I think they're like real artists, and in my opinion, real artists ain't gonna always. It's not gonna always work because they're taking chances.
Did you watch Candyman? He was the writer on that.
I like that one. I actually did like that one.
Yeah, I thought he did good. And I'm someone who didn't like the first one. I salute to a black horror villain, but I cannot watch that movie again. It just I don't get it, and it wasn't good.
All right.
Anybody see the Menu?
Yes.
I haven't seen that yet. No.
Yeah,
that was good.
Okay.
Memorable.
I think that was on HBO.
Matter of fact, I think the same woman that starred in the second season of White Lotus was starring in that one. Aubrey Plaza, I think.
Somebody's got their TV up or something. If y'all can hear that. Thank you. Well, let's see, what time is it? Before we get out of here, we're gonna get into some music. And let me ask you guys both of this. Is there any new music that you listen to?
Nope.
Does TikTok videos count? That's the only way I end up discovering new music.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the most part, I really don't go out of my way to hear new music unless it gets recommended to me. Like I just finally got around to listening to Kendrick Lamar's last album. I have no interest in the Chloe album unless I hear something. But yeah, for the most part, I'm just not into music like that.
The last new album I listened to is Beyonce's, and it wasn't bad, but I sit down and listen to it again. Probably not.
What's hilarious is I saw a Facebook post by Chuck Creekmore, allhiphop.com. He posted, Harry Styles, I owe you an apology. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But everybody knew what he was talking about. I'm like, damn, do I need to go listen to that album to see if he did earn that Grammy?
I have never listened to it, and I maybe I should take a listen too.
The only song of his I know I can't stand. Same as it was, I think it's called.
I'm not even familiar.
Oh, I hate that song.
Now I did see, I guess, and heard the new Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice.
Oh Lord!
I watched that last night. You gotta remember, my daughter lives with me now, my older daughter, so I get exposed to that, and I'm watching it. That's the excuse, right?
Throw under the bus, okay?
No. Well, the thing was, I'm watching it. I was like, I see why they are popular. I see why they're popular. When I listened to it, I was like she can't rap to me. And that's obviously it appeals to, but I was just like,
talking about Nicki or Ice Spice or both?
I guess more the Ice Spice.
Oh, okay.
But I was like,
nah,
why she is popular, But I was just like, and I was like, so we were listening to it, and I was like, yeah, I can't imagine if I was 18 or 19 now, and if I was trying to do music, and they got young ladies that look like that in the music game, I would never would have made it. Like, I was just like, it's not even about the music; it's just about the visual. And I was like, they might as well just do like low key or soft core, such and such. Like, yeah, because you just turn the music off. It's just a visual thing, it's all sexuality and stuff. But some of it was cool. I did hear it was Moneybagg Yo. I was feeling that. I was feeling some of them songs. I was like, okay. I was like, I see why this is bumping. I was listening to some Chief Keef. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, man. I was like, I get some. I was getting it. I was like, okay, I see why, because it just reminded me of, what I would listen to back in the Ice Cube and Dre. And
whoa. I know, no.
I'm talking in terms of the subject matter and the energy of it. It's the same shit. It's just it's a drill and all that, but it's the same type of spirit. It's just, it's not dumbed down. I was saying last night, I said, I can tell that they must have been high as F when they make these songs, and the drugs are a lot more potent because of the tempo and the rhythm of it. It was like you have to be almost in a different state of mind. I was like, I can hear it. And I was like, it's a good thing, and maybe it's a sad thing. But that's where they got the minds of the youth is into that stuff, man. And I was like, this stuff is art, but it's just sad that these artists are involved in, unfortunately, some of these heinous activities where they're literally talking about, crimes and death, but they do it in such a dope ass way. And I was like, that's some dangerous shit. But it is what it is. I mean, that's where it's at. But so I'm trying to listen to some newer stuff too. I'm not gonna be hating. But of course, I'm gonna always fall back on my oldies but goodies. But yeah, man.
It makes it hard. It's hard for me to hear new music because of the sense that I don't listen to music radio anymore. I either got a podcast or talk on the phone with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, new music is thriving. Because just last week, I know it must have been Tuesday, and I went to my job. It's across the street from the Paramount Theater, and there was kids lined up. It was 8 in the morning. They was in lawn chairs. There was some waiting to get tickets on one side of the building, and there was some that must have had tickets that was in line to see. I don't even know who the band was. I'd never heard of it. But I'm like, they got kids out here in the morning for a show that started at 8 o'clock tonight. They doing something. That stuff is still popping. Maybe we might not be into it, but
it's fine.
The game's gonna keep going.
Yeah.
The game gonna keep going. All right, man. We got the last couple minutes here. Now we'll talk about some Prince. I already know the answer to this question, but you brothers plan on going to Celebration at all?
Depends on who's going to attend. Like if you roll out there, then yeah. But I think one year I should go to Celebration and see the panels and whatnot, but it's not based on what they've announced. It's not something that's making me say it's a must. It's a day one drop for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the other part of it is it's Minnesota, Minneapolis. So it's like, okay, outside of the Paisley Park thing, what is there to do? I've been to not Lake Minnetonka. I've been to the mural. I've been to First Ave. I've been to Calhoun Square. I'm like, hey, what else is there?
Yeah.
I'd love to go to Graffiti Bridge, but they tore that down. So
I know I do want to go to the studio, Paisley Park, before I pass away. I know that much, but
yeah.
I don't know much about the Celebration thing. I mean, I just want to go there and celebrate. It's like a concert, right? Is that what it is?
No, it's like, think of it as like a Comic-Con for Prince, a lot smaller scale.
Does it take place at Paisley Park?
At Paisley Park, different panels. Hopefully they show videos and get the tour and performances.
The year I went, I liked the fact that they did have that Prince on screen type thing. So there was that one night where it was 10,000 maybe. I don't know if it was more or less. I don't want to disrespect people just standing there jamming to Prince. They had a live band. I'm like, do that. Now, I don't know how much it costs for them to do that because they rented out the Target Center, but it was just like, yeah, give us something where we all come together, give us some type of event. I don't know what it is, but that's a good start.
Okay.
In my opinion, Morris Day and the Time should be there every year.
Interesting.
Because I'm just saying, give us some people who could perform some of his music at least.
Okay.
The Revolution should be there because they're playing his music. I don't know who's going to do the singing, but I'm just saying those two things they should give us. They should try to coordinate that. Now we all understand it's a business. People are like, hey, no, how much is the money and whatnot? But I think that's the level they should be thinking. Now, unfortunately, they did Prince on screen. They realized, hey, we don't need to pay Morrison all that. We were able to get 10,000 with playing a video and having a couple of the band members. But I'm just saying, if they want to keep this going year to year, I think that's a good start.
Okay. Yeah, I've
been to Mall of America. Nah.
You say what again?
Huffler said Mall of America. And I'm like, I went there too. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, we'll wait and see.
Will Sheila E. ever perform there?
Oh yeah.
I think they covered the money. They probably will.
I thought she was not welcome or something. A couple years ago,
she shut it down. It was dope.
It's certain parts of the fandom, but they ain't buying tickets.
Yeah, now Sheila E. is dope. People tripping for real. But all right, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Just have a little conversation. Unless there's something else you guys want to bring up or get into.
I was looking through the chat. Michael Sanders says, "Who is the cute person on the panel? First thing he needs to do is clean that room or go live from a nicer area in his place." Well, I'm hiring housekeepers. Come on out.
Hilarious.
I think this might interest you. There's this new show on Amazon called The Powers. It's about apparently they were experimenting on women and it spread something genetically mutated in the women. Apparently there's this thing on their collarbone where they can take in electricity and shoot it out. And I think it's a really interesting story where some are trying to round them up in order to keep them away from.
This is a comic. Is this the one based off the comic?
It might be. I'm not sure. I just saw it on Amazon.
I think it's all teenage girls have electricity powers or something.
Is this? Oh no, this is a different show. They already did this show. I'm sure. Never mind. Powers is the one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's called The Power.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I absolutely recommend it. So just give it a try because I just like the sci-fi aspect of it and them going about trying to either control them because of course this is a weapon, and then the people that are fearing them, and they're showing people of course America. They have some in someplace in Africa. Please forgive me, I don't know what country. Some in the Middle East, and then some in Britain. So they're all showing how they're dealing with this evolution that occurs.
Okay. Well, all right then. We're gonna get up out of here and get on with the rest of our evenings here. I appreciate these two gentlemen for stopping by and jumping on and having some good conversation. Q Storm. So where can they find you online?
Well, for now, you can find me at getfirstlevel.com. Get your gun training on. That's pretty much it right now. Until I get settled in this new job. The movie reviews and the Star Trek reviews, got to put those to the side so I can make that money.
Got it. Aunt Pooh, sir, where can they find you?
Twitter and Instagram and Aunt Pooh and a couple of Facebook groups.
I was surprised you didn't say TikTok.
TikTok? Nah, I don't do enough TikTok for that.
Oh, okay. All right.
You want to send stuff my way.
You got someone come on the Discord.
Here we go.
If y'all want to see the real get down.
Wow. So we were trying to leave this without any foolishness.
I've been good.
Except for right now.
I'm just promoting you. Damn. I'm promoting you. Trying to help you out.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you hanging with us today, hanging with me today. Man, this is the third show I've done today. I'm tired. We're about to get up out of here. But again, have a good weekend. We will see y'all later. And work it like a job. We'll see you next time.